Good morning, everyone, from frigid Colorado. My name is Sherry Minnie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in a small rural town of Keensburg, Colorado, and at this particular moment, it is -2 degrees with a wind chill of -22. We're having an Arctic blast of cold air moving through our state, probably going to be with us until about Friday morning. So I'm staying inside and staying warm. Therefore, it is time for another terrific Tuesday card. Seems like the Tuesdays roll around quite quickly. But for today, if you remember on my last video, this is the card that we did. And we used this new Horizons Designer Series paper that has all of these kind of landscape type scenes. And then they also have some muted colors on the back. So today, we're going to turn this over and we're actually going to use this side of the Designer Series paper, and we are going to make a card like this. This one I happen to just use a relax, enjoy your day sentiment, but I've also done it in several other sentiments to show you that it can be used for lots of different things. So this one is wishing you so much happiness, or thanks for everything, and there's no limit to what you could make this card for. So this is a top fold card, opens like this, and then the inside I made this one into a birthday card and just put a little strip of the Designer Series paper as a decoration. So in your packet you will have, of course, your envelope. You will have a thick basic white card base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/2, and it folds down from the top. You will have a piece of Misty Moonlight, which measures, let me check my measurements. So it's 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, and I have run it through the bark embossing folder, and I think you probably can see what that looks like. I just wanted to add a little bit of texture to my card. You will also have a piece of the Designer Series paper. This measures 3 by 4 1/2, and this is the side that we're using, kind of like the meadow and the sky. This is just such pretty paper. You'll have a little 1/2 inch strip for the inside. You will have a strip of scrap of regular basic white for our sentiment, and then you'll have a couple of cutouts of the fence. The products we're using are on the Horizon bundle. This is this stamp set, and here's where I got Relax, Enjoy Your Day. I also use this one, and Thanks for Everything. I use quite a few of the sentiments in here. We're going to be using the grass weed stamp, and then also the birds. I love the birds. I'm using, along with that is the dies, the Horizon dies, and that's where we're cutting out our little fence. And I've actually got those over in my studio. So this is where we get the fence from. As usual, this is a bundle. If you would decide you'd like to order one at my online store, which is sherryminnie.stampinup.net, you would get a 10% discount on this, and orders are always greatly appreciated. For the inside of the cards, pretty much I used this Celebration stamp set. For you, most of you know that with Celebration, for a $50 order you get to choose a free item, and this is one of those. And let me tell you that it does end on 28th, which I believe is Monday. So February will be gone, and so will Celebration. And I use several different ones of these in here. Inks for today are Misty Moonlight and Garden Green. Stamp. What we're going to use for the greeting, and on this particular greeting, I punched it out with the Timeless Label Punch. And then you'll also have a small piece of Misty Moonlight twine. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I think we will do, we'll do our stamping. I have our inside greeting on the Stamparatus. I've got several different greetings on here, so we don't have to switch out the Stamparatuses too much. Put this down, make sure everything is up in the corner as usual. I always double check to make sure I have it lined up correctly and I have the right stamp where it needs to be. We will be inking it up in the Misty Moonlight. I actually remembered my Debbie tool today to help me get a nice even pressure without too much pressure on my hands. Now, for me, that was a little bit light. It's not bad. You can certainly read it. I just wanted it to be a tad bit darker, and so I'm going to do that one more time. And there we go. That's perfect. And we'll be done with our Stamparatus. We do need to stamp our greeting, and we need to stamp on our designer series paper. So for the greeting, I'm going to use Relax and Enjoy Your Day. And hopefully we'll get this dark enough. Let me see if I can, in camera here, I sometimes struggle with staying in camera so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. And we will put this down, and we will just hold it there for a few seconds. Let it ink sink into the paper. There we go, not too bad. And while I have the glue out, I will do our birds. And this comes from the Horizons stamp set. And you just have to kind of make sure that you're stamping them so that it looks like they're actually flying. The one bird right here to me is a little deceiving because apparently he's got his wings down, but he almost looks like he's flying upside down. So I'm not sure. But anyway, we're just going to go for it and get some nice ink coverage on here. And it doesn't really matter. You just stamp them however you like. I just like the birds. I think it makes a nice, really adds a lot to the scene. Okay, there we go. I think I might have picked up a wee bit of a shadow, but we're not going to worry about it. And then the only other oh, you know what? Well, I have the blue out. Hopefully I brought us cleaner in here. While I have the blue out, we will stamp. I stamped the grass on the envelope. Oh, I'm sorry. I did stamp the grass, but I also stamped the birds on the back of the envelope just to kind of dress it up a little bit. And like I say, I love this bird image. I don't know, just makes me think of the beach and the seaside, and I guess I need to wipe I caught a little edge there too, but we'll just have matching edges. How's that sound for today? And then on the front of the envelope, I used the garden green, and I typed. No typing. No typing today. Sorry, my doorbell just rang, but I see it's my UPS guy. He had to get out in this weather. And then I'm just going to stamp the reeds and the grass on the front of the envelope. And that's it for our envelope. Now go back to our designer series paper piece. And we're going to put the grass on this piece also. And I kind of stamped it right along the top edge of the green on the paper so that I would have enough room for my saying once I put my fence post down. And there we go. I just love this designer series paper. It just looks so beautiful without doing anything to it. Okay, let's punch out our greeting. Again, I'm using a punch. For this particular one, it's the Timeless Label punch. And I'm going to stick it in here and hope that I got it centered enough that I can actually get it punched so it looks halfway straight. I need to come this way just a little bit. That's as straight as I'm going to get it with my eyes. Okay, there we go. There, that's taken care of. Now let's see. Do I have any other stamping that I need to do? I don't think I do. I think we're in good shape here. Okay, so now we're going to take and put down our piece on the front of our card, our Misty Moonlight piece, and I'm going to angle it. And I'm going to use, hopefully, oh yeah, this is a new one. I'm going to use my mono liquid glue, and like I say, I like to use this, especially when something is embossed, because it will get down in all the little crannies and nooks that the embossing folder puts in the paper. And I'm going to try and kind of get this somewhat centered on here, but at an angle. It takes care of that. And then I think we'll put on our fences. So it has two different ways you can do it. The one thing you need to make sure you get it on the top, because you see this is like a pointed little picket fence. And you can either put them going this direction, which is the direction I like, or you can also have them going out. For my particular purpose of this card, I'm going to have them going in. Now, I am going to put these on here, but I'm going to line up this second one and get it straight with the edge of the paper, kind of. And then on this one, I will not put any glue, and we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of that, because we're going to pop up this whole piece right here. So we'll just take our glue and we will try to put just a little bit. And for this, the glasses have to come off so I can see what I'm doing. And just put a little bit of glue on each one of these. And then I put them up a little bit, just about even with the grass, maybe down just a little bit, just so that I have room to stick my sentiment. And it looks like the grass is right behind the fence. And I was going to see if I brought over some kind of I'll just use this. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the smaller piece. Just put some, not a ton. You don't want to put a lot. You can use your roller if you want to. You all know I'm pretty much a green cap glue person. And then we'll put this kind of like right here so that there is an opening to get through the fence. Kind of like a Cape Cod look, don't you think, with the grass and the fence? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to attach this to our piece, and we're going to actually put dimensionals on it to give it some lift. And then on the little fence part, trust me, it's very much easier if you do it now than later, which I did on my samples and I had a hard time. So these are edges that are around. These happen to be the edges of my mini dimensionals, but they're kind of taller. And you just want to do a small strip, okay? And then I just took the back off. And I'm going to take and put this, probably aren't even going to be able to see because my fingers are going to be in the way, but I'm just going to put a couple of these on the outside fence post, just because it will catch on your envelope if you just leave it, kind of flapping there. It looks pretty flapping, but I didn't want to take the chance on having an envelope messed up or having it getting torn off when you're opening your envelope. And again, we'll just put it on the bottom. You want to make these things really kind of narrow so that they don't show on the outside of your fence post. Okay, and we'll peel this off. And we'll take it and put it up here. You might be able to see better with my pokey tool than I had my fat fingers in the way. And there's that. Okay, that wasn't too hard. While I have the dimensionals out, we will also put one on this end of the greeting, because if we don't, it's going to be upside down because lopsided, because part of this will be glued down on top of our already raised designer series paper. So I'm just going to take off a dimensional and put it right there. Okay. Okay, so now we can pull these off, the backings of everything. And off of our little pieces right here. Now, when you put this down, you want to get it, you want this piece to be straight. So don't pay any attention to the blue piece. Just line this up according to the bottom and the sides, and that way you can get it straight. If you let your eye wander to the blue, you're not going to get it on even the least bit straight. Okay, there we go. Now, we want to put a little bit of the twine treatment on our greeting. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my, what am I trying to say here? My stamp and seal. Sorry, I had a mental block there. And I'm just going to put stamp and seal all over this thing so that when I get ready to wind my twine, however I decide I'm going to wind it, we will be able to do that. And you know, you can do this however you want, or you don't even have to do it. Some people find it to be a bit fiddly. I'm not so sure that it added that much to my card, but I'm going to put it on since I'd already started. And so I just take it and I decide if I'm going to make just a loop on this end, and then I bring it down here on this end. And sometimes you want to make it at an angle and put another loop, and it sticks to your fingers, but that doesn't look too bad. I could probably make this one a little bit more round. So that's the reason I put the sticky strip all over the back of, or the adhesive all over the back of it, because in that way you can just readjust it, because it'll come up. And then I'm going to do this one just a little bit bigger, and maybe pull it over a little closer to my other one, and then do this one just a little bit bigger. And again, all you do is you just keep twisting it around. It's very easy to work with, but you know, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. It looks fine without it. Okay. And I always kind of look at it to make sure that it's kind of how I want it, separate it out a little bit. I need to pull this back and trim it off because it's sticking out. Okay, get your fingers unstuck, take this off, bring your card in, and you can place it wherever you want. Now you see on this one, I even have them going, the loops going a different direction, which it's just fine. It's just whatever you want to do. And like I say, if you don't really like it, don't worry about it. Don't do it. Okay, and then you can kind of fuss with them if you need to. But don't overthink it. Sometimes that's what I do when I'm doing a card. I make it so complicated because I just keep overthinking the whole thing. So the only other thing we have left to do is to put our little strip on the bottom. And I'm just going to put a bit of glue right along the bottom edge here. And then I'll add this right there. Grab my scissors, trim it off, and there we go. So here's the one I made today. Here's the sample that I made, and here's how we did the envelope with the little birds on the back. So it's not a really hard card. It goes pretty quickly. I just thank each and every one of you for watching this today, and remind those of you that are signed up to come to class. We will be having class this Thursday night, 6 to 8, and on Friday from 10 to 12 and 2 to 4. I have lost a couple of class members due to moving out of state, which I'm very sad about. So if anybody would like to come, or you have a friend that you know would like to come, please come and join us. We have a great time. Thank you again for watching. God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.